Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Job Shop USA. My name is Keith. We've cleaned off our desk, and with a little help from our friend John, we have reinitiated and got our X-Carve machine back on its way running again. There's a few things that I'm going to be doing to it. In fact, actually today we're going to be getting into wiring, and we're also going to be going over to the 3D printing room, and we're going to be printing up some real toe clamps for this machine. All right, let's go ahead. I want to stop this here, and we can close out the G code there. The last thing that I had to work on, and we had to get in line, was the pennant, which gives you your controls on the dial here, and you can flip your amount. I can jog it per thousandths, or per 10 thousandths, or per 100 thousandths, per click. All right, and same thing goes for all axes. The one thing that we don't have working on this is the e-stop. We wanted the e-stop to interact just like the regular e-stop interaction, and re-energizes when you are safe and you can restart and initiate your run again. So that's what the wiring in the control box is going to be doing. The X-Carve actually started as a little router kit put out by Inventables, and they gave me the X-Carve to do reviews. And if you look in my older videos, I did review on the X-Carve, and I really liked it, and it actually got me motivated into taking the little tiny control box and basically putting that to the side, and then adding, instead of a router head and bit and vacuum system, I've got a water-cooled spindle now, and a real light airflow that just lightly blows the chips away from the cut itself, and then I can vacuum around in here. I have another drop in here, goes right in here, drops into the table, so it gives me a corral shape around here to keep debris from going all over the place. They also supplied wooden toe clamps with this, and this is I believe it's 3 or 4 millimeter rod, 5 millimeter rod. It's under a 1/4 inch, maybe 5 millimeter rod, and the holes all have little nuts that you can screw down in here. And then I've picked up more all thread and cut in some links here, and I like these little flange washers here. I put their little carriage bolt in on the back side that actually uses for a little foot. But if you've been machining it at all, you've experienced the regular standard milling toe clamps. And last night I sat down and designed a set of toe clamps for this machine, and I've advanced enough into my 3D printing, and I have a resin based printing machine now, Formlabs, and I have an extreme hard plastic, and the pieces that we're going to make are going to be functional parts, not prototype or anything. They'll come off the printer as a finished hardened clamp that will be stronger than these wood ones here. So, and they'll function with the same steps with the serrated teeth, toe clamps, and blocks the same way. I was surprised. I had quite a bit of bits, and these are all carbide in here, and a bunch of varieties in here. I'm going to be interested in engraving, and also I'll continue on some of the milling. This is just an abstract part that I've just drew up out of my head and milled that out of a piece of plastic, and there are nice radius corners and the holes. So to be able to 3D mill with a CNC machine that you built the controller with my help from my friend, I can't I can't thank him enough. But he does enjoy. I guess I'm a patient enough student for him. So I'm just really grateful. Also, I have a laser head that clips onto this. Of course, I haven't found it yet since my move over here. Because remember, I built this over at my shop on Main Street in West Dennis and took it all apart, moved it over here. I had it in 3 different positions here before I was happy with it. Got it hooked up. The PC, I've had to reboot and clear it out more than once, and then load in all the programs, and then grab up all my my documents and stuff like that. Of course, some of the documents were actually photos that I saved of, instead of doing screen saves and documenting it that way. I took photos, and I have photo files somewhere. So anyhow, on to getting something done here instead of just talking at the bench here. I did found my probe block that I have, and this plugs into a junction that I just before we moved over here, I plugged this in, and then I can clip this onto the spindle, and then we can touch off 2 points there, and we can find exactly where our 0 point is. So I got this, and this morning I clipped the end of the wire, and I put on the fitting here that I finally got a hold of to fit that block. So that system is all 100%. All right, let's go start up our 3D printing process on our toe clamps. Okay, this is just as soon as you come into the 3D printing room here, I have my laptop, so I control a lot of my drawings and files and stuff like that with it. And also now I have my Design Edge software, instead of it being on the other PC over by the X-Carve there. It's actually on my laptop, so I can take it around and draw anywhere I want to draw. This is just my atomizer here. It isopropyl alcohol misting, and it helps smooth out my polycast materials. And polycast materials, here's a stepper bracket, stepper motor bracket. All right, and that smooth gloss finish on here is done in the atomizer, and that's why I got this sitting over here. Just, I figured somebody's going to ask what that is. All right, in my Fusion, let me bring you in here. In my Fusion 360, this is the set of blocks here. One long toe clamp, one short, one tall standoff block, and one short one. Pretty standard to the industry, but I tell you what, it takes you a little while to draw all those teeth in there and then how it actually goes together. Let me flip over here to my Design Edge software where everything starts in here, because of it is the most comfortable 2D drafting CAD program that I enjoy running myself. But let's just take this piece right here, and we're going to put it up here where the teeth are, so that you can see the engagement between the claw and it. And things that you don't really realize is, if you're gonna, I'm gonna zoom in here, so you can see the contact here and there, but it's the resting point and the angle of that being horizontal. But toe clamps aren't set there, because when a toe clamp comes in here, it's actually a slight angle down. When those teeth are engaged fully, it's a slight angle down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and back up here where we were, and there we go. So I started them out like this, and of course they're just blunt end on the end, and I did all the shaping and everything else once I got to my Fusion 360 program, and then I was able to give them the shape. Okay, so now let's take these and we're going to put them in my program preform, which is the program that's going to load them into the 3D printer. And the you can see the little supports that are in here, supports around the edge there for the toe clamps, and you have to have a certain amount of support. The overhang of the paws are supported, but the upright ones that are just open to the air aren't. All right, so let's go ahead and get the printer set up, and we'll get this file running in the printer. Okay, like I said, this room isn't too big. In fact, I actually had to close the door and put the camera back against the window so that it would fit to where you could see it. We're in wide angle lens. This is as wide as it gets. This is my new Formlabs, and it's a little more unique in the way that it is a resin-based printer and cured by a laser, versus my Ultimaker that's running over here right now, and it's a filament fed machine. So I have a material station down here and an air filter system on the top, and a pretty big build box. This is a really nice big huge build box, and I can this is minute compared to what the size that it can do, whereas this platform here is about 1/4 the size of that printer there. But its detail and what it has to offer, that same stepper motor piece is right here in the tough hard plastic that we're going to be using in making those toe clamps. Okay, I got to get my resin base here, and it has resin base tubs, and the resin still looks pretty good in there. This will be the first time I've actually having it in a stored position. I put this away just before we went on our trip to Europe. All right, and the resin. All right, tough 2000 resin. Let's put this away, save up our room here. They snap together. They're not airtight, if you were just wondering that. And you have to shake up your resins. It actually telling me that it's missing the resin. Okay, it asked me if it was dirty, and I said no. It's clean because I cleaned this all before I left. That was pretty cool. Close cover. Okay, that's pretty cool. First time, it's been a while, but you let it loose, and then it asks you the questions. Okay. All right, and put the resin down in there and open up the vent, and upload a job. Okay. All right. We're just going to send this to the printer. Okay. It's now on there. Actually, I'll zoom you in just so you can see it on the screen. It's pretty cool. All right, and we say print. Okay. You also have to level out this printer and stuff. I leveled out all my tabletops all the way around. So it's kind of between this cabinet here and my metal cabinet over here. Hey, for right now, we'll watch our other printer here in action. This is printing a piece that's called the Clever mount, and they don't make these by printing them, but I'm using it as a printing exercise, and it is a scalloped out border around, so the bottom layer down there that you see, the transparent, it's actually a support material, and it just breaks away or washes away with water. It's a water soluble material, and So it helps support the overhang. If you're 3D printing, you can't hang a print right out in the middle of the air. It's filling the tank with the resin. It has to have a certain amount to work with. The best way I can explain how the laser works, it's almost like silk screening, where silk screening is doing a paint job in a layer of silk, pushing the material down. Well, this bottom platform here has liquid in it, and it goes and it does a laser hardening, and then it separates the sheet like a silk screen, and then it does another layer, and each time the bed raises on up. The bed's up here now until it gets all done with its stuff there, and then it actually goes down into the liquid, and the platform actually starts out in the liquid. This is also kind of a test of how how long everything actually lasts in this. This tough plastic is or creates a shorter life on the tank itself. These tanks are standard, but not all plastic lasts forever. And plastic, whether it be in a resin form or in solid form, or I should say from resin to printable material. But it does control the temperature of the resin itself. Okay, now we're preparing tank. It's already got its fill. So now it's cycling the material back and forth. I guess it goes until it mixes and blends what was in the tank with what new was added and the temperature, so it's all consistent. Here comes a platform. Okay, here we go, printing. All right, now this set of blocks is going to be done in 5 hours and 27 minutes. We'll watch the motions for just a little bit. It sits down into the bat or the tank in the resin. And it says it's doing layer 1 out of 746 layers. The orange lid on it is really for your eye protection. It's a UV protected color of lens. Not that there's any laser beams coming out of underneath or escaping. I haven't seen any glows or anything else in there. But I also have other pairs of glasses for like doing the laser engraving with my X-Carve machine, and it has similar glasses that you're supposed to wear while you're watching it run. Okay, it's getting close to being done with the first layer, and I believe you'll see it lift up. Yep, slightly lifts up. All right, now it's on layer 2. All right, it's gonna be a while, so we'll just let that do its thing, printing, and let's go do some electrical wiring. VFD right here. We'll shut that off. Takes a little bit of time for the power to get down. It says low. All right. We always had a safety on here. The pump gives the green light. E-stop if you don't. Break the power there. All right. That was bleeding off. Now we can get in here and we can do some wiring. Okay, I'm gonna get a piece to hold that door back there, and then this door back here. And we've got to do some rearranging from wiring that's going to go from here to this box, and then from our pennant control up to the card that controls it. Okay, this is our finished view when we get all done, and the pennant e-stop relay, that's what we got here that we're installing. And I think I want to put it right, I'm going to put it right there. Better off there than over here off to this side here, just because I think it's going to be easier to work on instead of having it back in here, and I don't have to worry about these wires here. Everything's pretty much out of the way. All right, so I think this end stop here, we'll just move that over to the side, and okay, we put on the top and we snap it in on the bottom, right? No. Yes. Like that. Okay, we'll hold this stop over here to the side. Put that in there. Everything's nice and firm. Okay, now we at least settled on that location. We have two wires that we got to remove, and one is the e-stop green black K. K is right here. Okay, so we're gonna get a screwdriver that fits in there better. There we go. I just looped these zip ties in between those sticky back-ons there, and everything's kind of loose. Okay, this is coming up, and that's going to be removed from number 15 here. Okay, we can pull that wire right out of this system here. Okay, and we're going to remove, this is from sheet 3. 3 is on this side here, and that'll be number 30 right here. So the new layout here is pennant e-stop relay. Okay, so 30 will come. We're going to be creating the old 30 will actually become a 25, and the 30 from the relay up will take its place. Is the shortcut from there, and 30 is right here. And 30 one of these two wires coming down here that goes to that e-stop. So if I take the e-stop switch and I feel which one it is, it's the top one. Okay. Okay, there we go. The other wire was 21. 21's where it leads off with. Okay. And so I led off with the forward e-stop first, came to the rear one, and up to here. So regardless, that's our 30 wire. I wish my underwear and sock drawer would look like that. Maybe I could find a pair of socks, you know. Actually, okay, so you got a pair of socks and you got a pair of underwear. Okay, a pair of socks, it makes sense because you got two. The wire 30, which will be now the new 25. I'm going to pull the wire and replace the wire and add what I need to. And the actual input will be the same thing. We're going to go up, tie into the wire panel going over to there. We'll come down to the switch so that our wiring is just as nice as we've been doing. There's no sense in hacking it up right now. All right, so I'm getting ready to, I'm going to run a new lead, bring a bitter end up here, get this tagged in, and then we'll show you the path going on over to the new location. All right, we got our new wire run over, and we have a lot of extra stuff here. Okay, so now we got to come underneath this ribbon right here, and there's a loose black wire. I don't know why that one is loose there, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to tuck it down in there. And we're going to actually try to come up. That might be a little tight in there, but we see a loop right here and right there. Okay. All right. We're gonna pull the slack out of that. Same side of the ribbon as everybody else. Okay, I like that. Would you believe I knew that I was going to do this, so I needed to leave all these? Hey, it's actually just really makes a nice wire chase anyway. Okay. We'll follow this path on up here. I like that. Okay, and I want to be in this circle coming back underneath here, this way here. Let's see. Are we gonna? Yeah, we might as well follow this group right around here. Okay, and then it'll come out there and come right to about there. And all right, we're just gonna go ahead and all right. And we should have, we went ahead and, yeah, here it is, right here. Okay, we're happy with that now, 25. And it's going to go into, always double check. I was 25 is going to go into 14. Okay, and 14 is this one farthest out here, so okay, I like that one. All right. If we would have undid it at the e-stop and pulled it all the way back out, that same wire that is 30, it still has 30 on that end. I'm going to put this end back in here, but this is it's only got to travel over to here, and it's going to connect to number 11 over here. Hey, all right, yep, like that, okay. We'll cut that one off right there. That was pretty good. Had that much left over. From our 22 hot over here to the positive side of our relay. That gives it that power there. And then we have the negative side here that will be triggered by the pennant through our O, which is right here. We've already got the wire run in there at the bottom, and so we're going to go from here down underneath to there. So I think we'll start down at the bottom first. Okay, let's get another label here, and this will be an O. All right, I think we are hooked up and we are ready to test. Our e-stop is off. Okay, we do have a green light on here. I may have a bad relay here. I've hooked it up normally open, normally closed. Normally closed would would make more sense. The switch makes this activate. It wasn't making anything move until I jiggled the little white thing here on the front, but anyway, when I take both of these off of here and I close the loop, which that's what we're doing, is we're creating another break in the loop. And I have a completed circuit. My other e-stops work. This still triggers the light. So the pennant is triggering the light, but the relay, for some reason, is not relaying. I don't know why. Or, I don't know. I thought it was as simple as plug and play. Alright, I thought I'd give you a quick little peek at what you can see at the stepper blocks being 3D printed. So I got about another hour and 25 minutes. So I'll get a chance to see these here shortly. And in our next video, you'll be able to see what's happening Job Shop USA. We named our program. Everything should be Fennerized, right? All right, at least this doesn't keep us from running our machine here. The extra e-stop, we're going to pick up another relay, I guess. That's the only thing I could think of. But it's not going to stop us from getting this going. We have toe clamps that are going to be coming. We have just not going to have an e-stop here for right now, but that's all right. We have one here and it resets. All right, until next time, get her done.